Okay, I'm going to open up the prayer. Father, in the name of the Lord, we do pray. Father, I would like to thank you for directing me this morning on the scripture at Matthew 16, uh, chapter 16, verse 6. It says, Jesus said to his disciples, keep your eyes open and watch out for the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Now, the when the disciples came out, they did not eat the bread or the leaven from the kingdom of the heavens that day. And the importance of that is so that we don't be misled by Satan and the bad bread or the bad food that he feeds us. Um, the reason why that is very important for all of us is because we have not only have God's seeds in us, but we also have Satan's seeds. And if we keep utilizing or feeding the Satan seeds that dwells within us, then we start giving our power and our free will to Satan. Whereas if we continuously are eating and doing and obeying what God says, then what happens is that we are taking a fast hold of God's words. We're utilizing it in our life, and divinely, the God, He starts maneuvering things so that we can be equalized within ourselves, so that when we walk the land, we can use God's words practically, but using them practically also combats Satan. So these are where God's words are our spiritual weapon. Like if you practice mercy, if you show loving kindness, if you leave rage and anger alone, what happens is that Satan, with your free will, won't be able to manipulate you as much as they normally would. Also, every sin that you sin, Satan and them hold you accountable. And if when your debt of sin is so high, he places a judgment. Satan does, and he can because Adam sold us to him. So, and even though we've been repurchased by the Lord, the seeds that Satan has control over with that dwells within us all, he can manipulate our free will to actually get us to utilize the bread that comes from those seeds, which is bad food. Like with the anger, the rage, the rapes, the murders. God, on God's side, they don't teach that. They teach loving kindness. They teach mercy. They teach forgiveness. They teach building up. They do not teach murder. They do not teach having no mercy. They do not teach not having forgiveness. These are the things that you can start utilizing in your life so that God and them will have more direction over your footsteps than Satan does. It's not to control you, but at the end of the day, who would you rather guide you, God or Satan? We already know that Satan is the son of destruction, and everything that he does brings us pain. So, and they do it in a way where it's very hard to detect because they start when we're young. And when you're young, you don't even realize about how your free will is being manipulated. It's only after you get older and you go through hard times, broken relationships, people dying, things happening in your life with the rape, the murder, hard circumstances, not having work, all these things is putting you up in a place where you will not utilize God's words, and you'll start eating from the hand that Satan is giving you. However, it may look good, but it's not good. It may even taste good at the time, but the end result will be calamity. It's as simple as that. The end result will not be where you'll be happy, with God and his words, when you utilize them in your life and you become evenly yoked, like it writes, like what the Lord said in the book of Matthews, you have peace. Like I just went through a medical dilemma. They can't find out what's wrong. However, it's nothing really major. Now, what could have happened was that God stepped in and healed me, not looking for anything back. You see what I'm saying? Or you see it, or they don't know, but it's not to the point where I'm on my deathbed. I'm not coughing anymore. I'm not real sick like I was, where I couldn't hold the Bible studies and things like that. But God told me, He showed me, take this rest because you need it. And in the end, the doctors can't find out what's going on. So, Father, he's not going to pat himself on the back and say, hey, I did this. But at the end of the day, when I went to go see the specialist yesterday, they let me know that it's something, but we just think that you had an allergic reaction. Like take a Benadryl or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it still has to be treated, but it's not where I got to get chemo. It's not where um I can't like get back up and running and go to work. So these are all the blessings when you're listening and willing and actually doing the work of God that you can expect, and even more so from him. When they say your vast will grow, and everything, will it will, the money will come, the followings will come, everything will come, but you must keep your eye on God's kingdom. You must look and listen to what they're saying, because that is the way. If you're not listening to God and what he's saying in the Bible, then you're listening to Satan. It's simple as that. There's only two ways we can go in this life. Either we're following God or we're following Satan. There's only two masters. It's only two, and both have a part in our lives. So again, me, myself, and I love his will, because there's freedom. I no longer have to be angry. I no longer, because somebody gets mad, I don't have to get mad with them. If somebody disrespect me, I don't have to feel like I have to disrespect them back. You see what I'm saying? I could sit up there, I'll take that blow or whatever. I'll know that you did me wrong, but I can exercise my forgiveness in a way that's comfortable for me. I don't have to do it right away, but I will be looking to do it. You know what I mean? So, because I don't want Satan to be placing judgment on people, because I place the judgment. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we all have the power to do. So when we're placing judgment on our fellow man, Satan holds that judgment against that fellow man. And it takes God to remove that judgment. Because once you place the judgment, you don't have the capabilities to remove that judgment. Only God and Satan, not you. You cannot remove a judgment that somebody else placed upon you. That's why in the Lord's Prayer it says, forgive me for my trespasses as I have forgiven others for theirs. That is very, very important that we do this, because that forgiveness piece keeps Satan and them at a distance, and they do not manipulate your free will the way that they want to maneuver you. And if when you're doing Satan's will, like if a person stopped drinking, right, and they really don't know about Satan and the power that he has, right? So, or they stop smoking, right? So then they're out or whatever, out and about, and somebody or something, they get a thought that has them to start smoking again. Now, This is the difference from one who listens to Satan and one who listens to God. The one who's listening to Satan is automatically going to feel compelled to smoke or drink. They they're not going to have time enough to be delivered because they have not been practicing God's words. But the one who listens to God is the one that a choice, because of the seeds being balanced, they're going to have a choice. That cigarette could be right there tempting them, but it won't be compelling enough for them unless they literally say, this is what I want to do. But other than that, they're also going to have a compelling thought that tells them, don't touch it. Because it's going to lead back to where you're trying to. That's the reason why you stopped, because it was giving you calamity. It was causing you harm. So when you utilize God's words in your life, these are the protections that you, and simple things, these are the protections that God will give to you. And it's very simple. And a lot of people don't realize the power of spiritual weapons. They do not realize how it helps you in your daily life as you're walking about just living life on life terms. And God does it in a way, no matter where you are in your spiritual walk, He walks and directs you according to what's comfortable for you as an individual. That's the beauty. When they say God is love, He truly, truly is. I mean, like, He loves us all. Like, He really, really loves us. Like, He loves us. That's all I can say. He loves us. He loves us. He loves us. Oh my goodness, He loves us. He loves us so much that we really don't have to worry about the day or tomorrow. Like last night, I was coming from my sister's house, and I needed more of a revelation about the corona virus, that virus that was killing everyone. Okay, so God had given to me that He wasn't the one who placed it upon the people, but what happened was this: being that when in the book of Genesis, Father said, curse this the ground to Adam, He said, curse this the ground on your account. Now, let me explain to you what that means. All the curses that Satan and the demons get because of their disobedience, because we have those seeds of sin in us, that curse come with that. This is where our ailments come from. The deafness, the cancer, all of this. So what happens is that Satan and them is treating us so badly down here that Father and them made a divine judgment and placed another big curse on them. And we got the afterlash of that. However, after all that was done, what He did was give us healing. He gave us all around the world, everybody has a cure for that virus now. No matter what variation it's in, we have a cure for that virus. It might not be 100%, but it's 85% up and running to keep us from dying like flies. Okay. So again, we have to like truly sit with Father, learn about Him, know His ways, um, and just know that if it's anything negative, if it's any depression that you're getting, if it's anything negative, any negative thought that's stopping you from doing what's right or doing what's good, it's not from God. It's from Satan. And you will see from your thoughts how compelling it is. So when Satan and them do bring these thoughts that have you down and things like this, you have to just let those feelings pass through you. And it's going to feel like torture because that's what they're doing. They're torturing us. It doesn't matter if you're doing God's will. The Lord even told us this. He said, pick up your torture stake and continue to follow me. The torture stake is for the torture that they're going to put us through, regardless of whether we're doing Satan's will or God's will. It doesn't matter. They're going to torture us. But the thing about doing God's will and taking in God's words is that we know that they're the ones who's torturing us. So if you let those feelings pass through you, then what happens is that the next thoughts that come, they're from God, and then those thoughts will be thoughts of peace, thoughts of healing, and things like that for you to get through your merry little day. So again, I would like to say thank y'all for